Something?
With this. Good evening. Notice is hereby given that a regular council meeting will be held by the governing body of the city of Bertram this 26th day of May, 2026, 6 p.m. Council Chambers, City Hall, 110 East Bond Street, Bertram, Texas, 78605. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Here.
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 Present.
Here. Thank you. Mike, would you give the invocation, please?
Yeah. I thank you for my wife. This is our 19th anniversary, and she's allowed me to be here. And so may bless her at home. And pray you'll bless all of us tonight as we do the work of the city of Bertram, Lord, with wisdom, grace, and patience as we do that, Lord. We thank you for the rain, and we know that there's more coming, so I pray that you will help people to make the right decisions when they're out there in the rainy situations, and be with our first responders who might have to work with people to make the wrong decisions to keep them safe while they're out there, Lord. And we pray for our government all the way down from the president all the way down to the local governments, Lord, that you will give them peace and wisdom in all that they do. And we thank you for everything. And it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Now, the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Consent agenda items 1.1, May 12, 2026, special meeting minutes.
I make a motion we accept the meeting minutes. Second.
Get a motion by Anthony, a second by Randall. All those in favor? And that, so moved. 1.2. Gotta keep it up longer, I guess. 1.2, May 12, 2026, regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion to accept those minutes.
Second.
Motion by Betty, a second by Andis. All those in favor, raise your right hand. So moved. 2.1, public hearing, April 20, no. Notice of public hearing on zoning ordinance, Central Business District, allowed uses and clarification on May 26, 2026 at 6 p.m. City Hall. The purpose of the hearing is to consider any comments or concerns with proposed allowed uses and clarification for area zone Central Business District. All citizens will have the right to speak and be heard. Information concerning these matters is available for viewing at City Hall located 110 East Bond Street, Bertram, Texas 78605 during normal business hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you're here for the CBD, now's your time to speak if you'd like to. That's Central Business District.
Okay, so you want.
Please introduce yourself. And
Hi, I'm Cheryl Irwin. It's my mom, Sherry Lee. And we own Texas Exis Winery. And we're here in support of the mixed use in the Central Business District of Bertram. Because mixed use could allow us the flexibility to have things such as outdoor entertainment areas, food trucks, possibly even some vendor markets around our business, expanded gathering areas, and also the most important thing that we're really looking forward to is lodging. So we would really like to have the opportunity to build like a tiny home or something for somebody to stay in. We've had a lot of requests, a lot of out-of-town people that come to the winery now, and they're like, man, this is a great town. I didn't even know this was here. We're some great places to stay, and we want to be able to offer them the entire winery to rent out and then stay as well for weddings, parties, birthdays, anything like that. So allowing mixed use allows our winery to become more of a destination instead of just a place to visit, which in turn helps other businesses here and would increase the tax revenue as well. So thank you for your consideration.
thank you, ladies. else?
See White Income. I'm also here to encourage you to consider the mixed use for lodging as well as business on a property. We're looking at it from the other direction. We have a short-term rental and room on the lot where we may eventually like to have a food truck or some other business entity. So, yeah, I just would like you to consider that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, time is 6:06. I'll close that. Action items 3.1, discuss and consider ordinance 26-052626, an ordinance of the City Council of Bertram, Texas, amending the code of ordinance by amending Exhibit 14A and 36 Central Business District, CBD, adding mixed residential and commercial uses within the district, changing the name of the district, providing for the repeal of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing a savings clause, and providing an effective date. And council members, you have the ordinance in front of you now. Would you like to make a motion so we can discuss it?
This is the one you updated?
It is.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I took it on my own. You don't have to change it. You want to change it from CBD to downtown districts to DTD. So I think that just saves some confusion.
See why. See why. See what you started? Okay, I make a motion that we accept the ordinance as written.
We have a motion by Anthony, a second by Randall. If you'd like to discuss it, I actually had a few comments on it. So on the allowed usage table, there's one that says barbershop, beauty shop, cosmetology, and hairdresser, and it's permitted, but it's also a little asterisk by it. Commercial businesses within these categories require that they are over 550 feet from businesses that fall under the same use category. So if y'all don't know, there are 3 salons currently in the city of Bertram that are all within 550 feet, which is, they've been here a while. Any new would not be allowed because within 550 feet. Only problem I have with that is they're all salons, and there's not a single barbershop in this town. So if somebody would like to open a barbershop, they wouldn't be allowed to under this way it's written. So that's my only.
Do you want to add the word salon?
Well, it says barber, beauty shop, cosmetology, or hairdresser. So they all fall under the same category.
Okay, yeah.
So, and the reason it was in my mind is somebody brought a barbershop idea up for one of these buildings across the street. And they want to do like a man's hangout, pool tables, bourbon area, barbershop. So that's why it's fresh in my mind.
So with this, the way it is now, that would not be permitted. Correct?
We just have to remove the asterisk.
Yeah, do you want
Yeah.
to remove the
Yeah.
Yes. All right. The other thing
just for that one use, not the other ones, 'cause there's several that have these.
yeah, that's the only one that really stood out to me.
That's easy.
And maybe it's like I said, because it was brought up to my attention a long time ago. The other thing was the required sidewalks and the setbacks. So there's a front setback requirement of 10 feet. Currently, we don't have any setback requirements in downtown. And the way the town is set up, I just think it's a challenge. For example, everybody can see right across the road here, that empty space. If someone was to build a structure there, it wouldn't align with the rest of what we have if we did this. So if there was something in it saying, And it doesn't really affect anything that way. It's just everything kind of from the low theater basically to the end of this corner here because of the way everything was built back before any of us were born.
You want to remove for the whole district or just for that section?
I mean, I think sidewalks is a great thing, but if you were just using that lot as an example, if you were to put a sidewalk 10 feet this way from the property line, it would extend to into the street. And then 10-foot front setback would push the building back where it wouldn't align with the rest of the buildings. So if there was something that we could, I don't know, if it's upon approval or something, or
I mean, obviously, this would not, existing, this is not going to impact.
correct.
So that's,
It's everything that would be built,
right.
and there are empty spaces.
So do we want, because we could make different setbacks for different strips. So like if you wanted to say for this block on, this side of the street, on the north side, whatever, the north side of Vaughn Street, or between this street and this street,
West Street.
we could do that. Or we could just make no front
Well,
setback.
I want it to match the town, and I think that was the intent. One of the intents behind this is to make the town make it look.
Line it up where it has to match the existing building alignment.
Do we know if the buildings are aligned?
That was my next thing. When this town was built and surveyed, nothing was correct. Nothing was correct. So some of those buildings extend into city property. Becky's Salon is a good example. I think it extends into the city right away. But they've been there longer than any of us have been. So I don't think it would be fair to punish them. I think common sense. Yes, whatever wording we could use for common sense. If it
I'm just going to put common sense now. I'm kidding.
and then God forbid one of these buildings falls for some reason and someone rebuilds it. Now they have to build based off these setbacks, and it doesn't match the rest of the city. So, that's all I had.
Okay. Yeah, and this is the time to make it the way you want. Like I said, told y'all last time, I have I don't have any personal stake in this, so let's get it right, or as close to right as possible. The good thing about this is we can't amend it, from time to time. For example, I don't know exactly what they're talking about with the tiny home. I don't know if a tiny home would be allowed in here now. Second floor living would be, but that's something that if it came up, we could certainly.
See, that's
certainly
my
address.
question for them in particular, since they brought it up.
Right.
I don't see anything here that even addresses their tiny home.
Yeah, it's not. We'd have to just know some more information with regard to that, because with tiny home, one of the problems that you typically run into with tiny homes is utilities and all of that stuff that we've got them so packed together. I don't know what that would look like. Definitely would like to get Adam's input on that. Would we need different meters? Would we? Because if they've already got a commercial, so there's a lot of things to.
Do they run off like 50 amps or something? Or?
We're talking about water.
Yeah,
So,
A lot of tiny homes are titled as travel trailers.
there is, there is the residential apartment and or condominium. Right now it's, C, which is conditional use permit, and 4 upper floors. What if we just took out the upper floor? And that would solve that problem. It wouldn't be considered a tiny home, it'd be considered a condo. And, 'cause that would probably be the same for you. I'm pointing at you. What's yours that you have? 6 something. So yeah, and that would fit on your lot.
Right, but then the question is if it's not, if it's just a rental property, is it more like a hotel and not a single family residential? So that's, I mean, those are the things that we've got to, we'll have to figure out.
or more like a bed and
Airbnb is
breakfast.
considered something different than residential or commercial. Is that just a separate part of our ordinance, like having the Airbnb short, or the Airbnbs can only be in single family homes? Including commercial.
So like the question is what they're wanting to do, because bed and breakfast is in here as a conditional use, is that more like a bed and breakfast and less like a condominium? I would think it's more like a.
I do too. I think it would
Yeah.
go in that category.
Unless you're not providing breakfast. I
Well,
mean,
just
that's just
provide
from an
breakfast.
insurance perspective. I mean,
We can
that's-
change it to bed or
And you know, that actually, those falling under bed and breakfast, it's conditional use. So I think we could,
Might be a case by case basis,
Yeah.
which will allow us to look at it at that time.
so I'm fine with that.
Throw some like muffins at them.
I got you covered.
All right, does anybody else have anything on that?
That was the one I had.
Just had a general question. So, like, if we passed it as is, and someone wanted to build something and have the face of their building line up with the other buildings, they could just request a variance during that process, or no?
You setbacks can you to variance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So normally when they do the permitting and everything, that's when you request the variances. So yes, they can absolutely request.
Is there an additional fee for variance? Yeah, so then we're putting more expense on someone for something that we could just take care of ahead of time and not. I don't know. It
No,
just seems
that's
like,
good. I don't. I'm not going to type the word common sense. I know how to do that. But I'm not really sure how we put common sense. Let's just use common sense. There has to be some type of guidelines to give individuals, and it's what we want. And so if the idea is what we really want mostly is a 0 lot line, and if they wanted to do 5 or 10 because of the property,
It could.
right?
So I think that's the way to fix it, is 0 lot line. Because that's what it currently is.
Between like the police station and Texas exits.
No, it would be the,
Oh, 0 lot all the way through.
all the way down by where you were.
was the processing, not taxidermy.
No, it's processing, deer processing. Yeah.
I complaints on that. There's a deer hanging out.
Yeah, that was.
And we've got children. Yeah.
All right, so with that,
That needs to be
anyone like
changed
to
on the
amend
additional.
their amendment or their
pages.
motion?
It'll be changed everywhere, correct?
Yeah, so the setback will be changed everywhere. We took the asterisk away from barber shop.
How are we going to word sidewalk? Did we come up with anything? Just is that where we're going with 0 lot lines on the required sidewalk?
So we
What
would
do we,
still require the sidewalk and then
Yeah,
in
and
0 lot at that point?
with 0 lot, I think that would fix the.
I would think you'd want a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Versus just them saying, I'm gonna build my building right here, and if the sidewalk's not in the ordinance, then they don't have to do it.
so we're leaving it.
then if it isn't required, everything's not gonna match.
Currently, if you wanted to build a single-family residential house on that vacant lot over there in the corner, you would be required to put a sidewalk in front of that.
So I think what we're saying is on page 5, the letter B, just that row, right? We just want to get rid of that row.
Oh, the minimum setback?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or,
Yes, yes.
so we're keeping everything else. Just kind of getting rid of B.
I do have one more question. It says on the first part of the chart, art, antique, and furniture sales is permitted. And then on the next page, sales of used goods is conditional. If you've got an antique shop, it's really gonna be
I think that is thrift stores.
yeah.
probably.
So I don't know that
That should be
that's,
for remaining conditional use and you guys need the grant provision.
so should we put the art, antique, furniture sales as conditional too then? Because it's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna end up being used items.
Following all this, Mike.
Yeah.
I think there's a few things, right?
All right, so we had a motion, we had a second.
I'd like to amend the motion that we change the asterisk or get rid of the asterisk on the barbershops. We're going to eliminate B on page 5, minimum front setback and property line. And I believe that's all we have. Is that correct? Is there another one?
Changing the.
Changing the antiques to C.
Okay.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Anthony, second by Randall. All those in favor? raise
Well, I
your
got
hand.
So that's an amendment, so we have to vote for the amendment first.
So you made a motion to change the amendments, and now someone needs to make a motion.
No, that wasn't.
He did.
I'm taking that as.
Didn't-
We need 2 votes, so we need to vote on the amendment first.
We're voting on the amendment now.
Right.
Okay, we had a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Now,
The amendment passes. I need a motion for the ordinance.
Make a motion, we approve ordinance number 26052626.
A motion by Betty,
I'll second.
second by Anthony. All those in favor? Moves. So moved. All right, 3.2, discuss and take possible action regarding appointment of municipal judge and resignation of Judge Yaturi. So, the judge is not requesting to be reappointed. However, he said he would extend until we found another replacement.
Briefly. Briefly.
Attorney, not a lawyer. Okay.
So we just need we don't need anything.
Table it.
Placeholder, just in case.
All right, no action. 3.2. 3.3, discuss and consider water tap application request for 3194 County Road 321 from Edward and Nellie Clark. requesting one tap. Is anyone here from Clark's? Anybody have- And we have nothing that go in that direction, do we, currently? And you should have the utility report. Any questions?
So they would be responsible for the payment of this? in full?
Yes. If you approve it. Any questions? Motion,
I make a motion, we approve the water tap application request for 3194 County Road 321.
motion, do we have a second?
So when this is the total cost, so they're paying, like covering labor costs and the time and everything, that's part of this figure?
That be, I'd have to look at the report. I know we got some.
It was $120,000 to extend the line to that location, plus the impact tap fees and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
that is a engineering cost estimate.
Mhm.
I think that our guys could probably do it cheaper. If we did it, Gary likes to inflate those numbers just a little bit, just so that we make sure that if we do go out to bid for it, there's cushion in there to cover what those costs would actually be. And they would pay the actual cost,
Not this number.
but that's gonna be close to it. So it's gonna be up to them to decide whether or not they want to
Go forward if we pass.
Now, I recommend you looking into this, do we have a second?
So are they covering the,
So we can't discuss until we have a second.
We have to have a
I'll
second.
second this.
Okay,
We
second.
have a
Now we-
motion by Randall,
Now
okay.
we can tell them.
now we got it.
thank you, Randall.
All the government rules.
I know.
On top of this $8,542, there's another fee they're gonna have to pay.
the extension of the line. So
$120,000.
we're not gonna ask them to tie on any water services along the way. The city would incur those costs. If there's houses in between where they need to go, we would incur those costs to move over to the new line because they're gonna have to extend the line.
And what we've been doing in the past is, and these kind of lines are tough because we don't have anything out there. So this is all, would be a whole new line Bertram is running to someone that's not in our city limits. They're in our ETJ or
They're in the CCN.
they're in the CCN, but for water, not sewer.
We're not recommending the approval of sewer.
So what we have done in the past is if we were to approve it, they would have to agree to annexation and water rights. Correct. And so, and they incur the cost of putting the line in, which is, it's not cheap to do this. Most of the times they just don't do it because it costs so much. I mean, you pay $100,000 to run our line out there or drill a well for $30,000. So, just throwing that out there. But
I know Gary's not here, but he had the comment that said easements needed for water lines to access the parcel.
correct.
Does that mean we need easements in addition to what's on this? We're currently in touch that water well they're done. So I'm assuming easements from the west side of the well.
Looking at the property, it looks like he wants to go behind from the well site, not run along.
Possible, I mean, it would be probably a shorter run like that.
So we would have to, somebody would have to secure all those easements before we could do it. If we're gonna get out of Texas. Yeah, correct. So that can be expensive.
TXDOT not let you,
cost us, about over $300,000.
So Adam, like on, as far as the work for your crew, is this something that is doable or?
Control for us, but water line itself would be,
Okay,
we've done them in the past.
okay.
And again, any easements from TxDOT, we have to pay.
Well, not TxDOT, from the other property owners, and I don't know how many there are getting to that spot. Sometimes
Probably 3 or 4.
sometimes they're cooperative and they just give them free, so the only thing we have to do is we have to draft the easement documents, get them to sign them, and then we have to record them. Sometimes they want a nominal fee, $2,500, $3,000, do you have the easement across the line? That would be part of the cost of doing it. Sometimes they say, absolutely not, there's no way that you're gonna do it, and this would be a difficult, we have eminent domain authority, but this would arguably not be a governmental purpose, and so I don't know if we would use it, plus eminent domain is expensive. And so there's a lot of things that go into deciding to provide water to somebody.
And I go back to, they're not in the city limits.
The question is, yes, we want annexation, we want water rights, we want all this stuff. They are in our CCN, so that requires us to say, yes, we will provide them water, but you have to pay for it. So that's not really, all of the other questions, yes, they're great, but the answer is yes. We have to approve it because they're in our CCN, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And then just because we approve it doesn't mean they decide to make that payment, but we've done what we're supposed to do. Yeah.
They can decide whether or not they want to fund that.
Yeah.
That's right, and then the easements, the fact,
That's part of it.
part of it.
And do they want to be re-annexed and water rights?
And all of that is by agreement and all of the.
So we're just opening the door for them to have the opportunity to do that if they choose.
It's all conditional, so
So we just need a second to,
got a
Got a
oh, we
second?
got a second,
Yeah.
that's right, Randall.
Does anyone have any other questions?
So the other thing I would want to, was the motion made with the understanding that we offer it because it's the CCN, but with the conditions that were set forth, or do we do that?
Do you want me to amend my motion, or do you think it's suitable as it is?
I mean, it depends, like, is the understanding that moving forward with all the conditions that we talked about, they have to pay for it, then that's fine.
With the engineering comments that are already.
Right,
Yeah.
because that's on the record,
Yeah.
so I'm fine with that.
All right, we have a motion by Betty, a second by Randall. All those in favor? And that passes. And you will reach out to them.
I already have, I sent it to them.
All right, 3.4, discuss and consider EMS service contract renewal with the city of Burnett. So if you don't know, and I'm sure y'all don't know, Bertram EMS is actually contracted out from the city of Burnett. So we're part of their system. We've had a really good deal for a long time. We were paying $10,000 a year to have an ambulance sitting here. And we do provide housing for them and their location, their bills, everything. But we were paying $10,000. They came to us 2 years ago. They increased that to $40,000. They came to us this year, and it's $70,000. So we are searching for $70,000 to renew this contract for the next year, and this will be for this next fiscal year. Look at the pattern. $30,000 every year. It's going up. They tell us that it costs $1 million to source one ambulance. That's equip and outfit it and man it. So I just want to throw this out there. One, I want y'all aware that we need $70,000 for this year. But in the future, where are we going to come up with $1 million or $500,000, whatever it's going to take? So I want y'all to start thinking about that. I don't think we need a motion yet, or
Well, I mean, Are they asking for a new contract for the 70,000?
I asked about if there were gonna be any other amendments to the contract, directly to the EMS, fire chief of the city of Vernon. He said no other amendments to the actual current agreement that we have, just the price is still in there for next fiscal year.
So same pricing. So we could, I guess, vote to
Good, right.
to
Then
approve the 70,000.
moving into budget season.
Then we gotta figure out how to find it. So. But and like I said, we've had a good deal for a long time. But $1 million is what they're saying that it costs to outfit one.
We have asked all those
Ambulance.
questions. John did a really good job of asking all of those questions in the meeting of what happens if you say no.
So, and that was a question, and they said, well, we'll just pull your ambulance and we won't service Bertram. And our argument was, well, you will service Bertram because the county gives, I think, $500,000 to each EMS, one Burnett and one Marble Falls.
The ESDs.
So the county gives money. Well, every one of you pays Burnett County taxes also, even though you live in Bertram. So that was our argument. I said, now you can argue the fact that the response time will be different, which is true if they pull the ambulance and move it somewhere else. So, question is, how important is it to keep an ambulance here in Bertram? And that's where you guys need to get out and talk to your constituents, because the next thing is, how are we going to pay for it? And it may be coming to every one of us taxpayers, and do we want to fork out a little more money to pay to have an ambulance here in the form of an ESD or something like that?
So ESD4, which is right here, does not have EMS.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm trying to put that together.
Right. So there's no ESD that does
EMS.
EMS.
They're just doing fire.
That's correct.
And we wouldn't be able to add that because that's a whole different ballgame.
Well, we could add. That's actually what that's what I'm looking at. ESD4 does not want to do EMS service. However, ESD10 just formed in Briggs, and we had meetings with them recently, and they were talking about us joining them, ESD10, and it'd be a way to come up with that funding. So, but it's a taxing issue. 2 citizens from Bertram have to request it. We got to get a petition together, and then it goes on a ballot next election. It would go on a ballot, and the people would vote for it. So that does a couple of things for us. One, obviously, it gives us the funding mechanism. 2, it puts it in everybody's hands. You know, how bad do you want it? If you don't want it, don't vote for it, and the ambulance will go away, and the response time will increase. If you want it, then vote for it, and we'll keep an ambulance here in Bertram. That's pretty much how it's going to work.
They stated that they don't want that ambulance
No.
moved, but essentially, that's what the fire chief for the city of Vernon said to us, that it would, that he would pull it.
Because the way it works right now, City of Burnett has the contract, and they got ambulances all over the county. And let's say Bertram ambulance has to go take a patient to Austin. They move another ambulance from somewhere else to Bertram area, and they do that. So it's a system. So they like the system. They want us to stay in it, but they want us to pay to stay in the system. And I understand that, you know, because if we were paying that much money and another city was only paying what we've been paying, I would have said something too. So it's just something. You have something? Because we don't have $1 million.
Empty.
But plus, you know,
And
and
that's-
salaries.
That's one ambulance. You figure 6 people to man one ambulance 24 hours. That's where all the money comes from. And it's about just the manpower. It's almost $500,000 salaries. So,
I think, John, that one that just started in Briggs, I think it was 10 or 11.
I think 10 is what they're
And
shooting for.
And likely that ambulance is going to a lot of addresses that are outside the city, so it would make sense probably to keep doing what we're doing and try to look into the ESD solution in the future.
Yes, and like I said, I want to bring that out. One, we need to do the 70,000 for this year.
Not gonna happen within the next.
Yeah, so
The-
that's gonna be a little bit
The
of time.
ESD, I want it in your head,
Yeah.
and I want it out in public, that's why I wanted to bring it up today. Because it's a decision we as citizens all have to make. We all pay taxes. Nobody likes paying more taxes. I definitely don't. But if it means somebody here in town is gonna, response time from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, that could be life and death. So and I'm invincible, so I'm not worried about myself. All right. So do we have a motion for
70 for this year.
Yeah.
I
approve
make a
the
motion,
contract?
we approve the $70,000 with the city of Bertram. for the EMS agreement.
I'll second it.
Motion by Randall, second by Tracy. All those in favor? That passes. And stay tuned for the ESD campaign, I guess. 3.5, discuss and consider lift station general maintenance service agreement renewal with GenServe.
Serve currently services all our generators for the well sites and lift station. I think it's a 3-year agreement. I don't think there's price changes, it's more just add facilities.
And
Pretty happy with
they've
their
been good, right?
Is this amount similar to the past one?
Yes, I think the only change is where we add more facilities.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the GenServe agreement, renewal agreement.
A second.
A motion by Anthony, second by Betty. All those in favor? And that passes. 3.6, discuss and consider city's permitted water supply and expansion of water and sewer systems and supply options. City Council of the City of Bertram reserves the right to adjourn into executive session at any time during the course of this meeting to discuss any matter listed on this agenda as authorized by the Texas Government Code Section 551.071. Consultation with attorney. Do we have any updates?
We've had some communications on some of the ones that we talked about in the meeting, but we haven't had responses.
Yeah. There's no point. All right. Did I do community input early? I didn't. All right. Community input. Georgina, do we have anything? I know, me too. We used to do it at the front of the meeting, now we do it at the end. All right. Mary? You go by Mary Lou? Okay, Mary Lou. Okay, sure. So we got Mary, Roy, Hamet, and Joe. How are y'all?
Okay, the last time we had the special session, I brought it to you that I needed to be put on the agenda. It's not like I just want to be put on the agenda. The caseworker from the prison has requested that we get a response from city council. We can't move forward without either a yes or a no. So that's the reason that I'm appealing to be on the agenda, to be able to find out whether our address is going to be approved or denied. Whether you all decide, that's totally up to you all. But we need a response, and that's the reason that we're requesting. It's not like we're just wanting to be up there, but just needed y'all to know that they're the ones that are waiting. I've appealed. I've made the appeal, and they said the process is to go through city council. And without getting approved on the agenda, we can't move forward.
Thank you. I really don't know how this works, how it's supposed to go about. But you having family and stuff, for me being the grandpa, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight for my grandson, fight for this, whatever it turns out. And I'm leaving this up to God. And I pray the Holy Spirit move upon you all. And whatever decision is made, I just want to let you know that I'm going to respect that. But I'm gonna fight as a grandfather for everything I have for him. Um, I really don't know what else to say. I don't know if I need it, if you guys want to hear more about it, probably not now, but, it's just big on our hearts, and it's, pray to God all the time. It's like, Lord, what do you want us to do? How do you want us to work this? Where do you want us to go? Move, and we're just sitting patiently, and it's hard, especially for men, we want to solve the problem. But God has told me, keep your hands out of it. Just take the lead of your wife. Actually, she's more patient. She's got a lot more discernment than I do. And I just want to fight for my grandson.
Guys, for hearing us out. Like my dad, I don't know the whole process on how this works. All I know is that he's my son. I know when he was here, he was doing great, and he has his grandson here. I have my grandson here. He has his son here. This is pretty much the only place he has to really be considered. We've considered every option. Say our piece, to fight for it. Like my dad said, we really want to fight for it. Thank you for the consideration.
Yeah, we're allowed to, for something that's not on the agenda, we can give statements of fact or policy, and then the only action item we can take would be to actually put it on the agenda in the future. I would say, just so you'll know, and I know Mary, you want to say something, there's no variance or any type of procedure currently in the ordinance that would allow you to actually have to put it on the agenda. We'd have to put it on the agenda and
Is that, are you familiar with that? Is it, who's telling you this, the parole?
The parole, well, because we've done so much research on it, it has to be, it's not that it has to be amended. It has to be approved through City Hall.
I'm telling you from a city perspective.
Oh, okay. Right.
We would have to change the law. So, I don't know if you heard us talking about some of the zoning stuff. There's what's called variance.
Right.
You can go and make for exceptions. There's no.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say, so,
Right.
oh,
Well, the reason
you
that we put the appeal in is because the city ordinance is the one that is stopping him from
correct,
being allowed in our home. It's not the state ordinance.
correct.
There is a state
The
ordinance.
state's 500 feet, ours is 1,000.
Right, it is 500 feet, and that's where it we stumbled upon it. I stumbled with the 1,000 because it's supposed to be 500, and that's the state. I mean, we've looked into,
Well,
at least I've looked into it.
City has, the ability to go up to 2,000 feet,
Right,
and we went to 1,000 a few years ago. But what you're talking about is child safety zones.
right,
So currently, our city child safety zones are 1,000 feet from any place children gather, and they're designated zones. We actually just updated that map
I saw
to
I saw
add.
that. I know Georgina had told me that she was gonna do it. So
No, because
I
she
know
hadn't
it's
posted it
expecting
yet, because I asked her about it today. So it's 1,000 feet from property line to property line,
right,
and that's what our ordinance is.
right.
And for us to change it, what Mike is saying is we would have to we can't just make an exception for one person. We'd have to change it for the whole town.
It's not just for one person, because I know because we've looked at everybody that lives, there are several, one, maybe two that live across the park.
There's one, I'm
There's
very familiar.
several, I mean, there's a lot that live
I'm very
within,
familiar with that one.
but anyways, that's,
that was I don't even want to call it a special circumstance. So, but I know who you're talking about. But that's what I'm saying. The ordinance is the ordinance. It's 1,000 feet. So,
and like I said, that's why we're putting the appeal. And that's exactly what the state told us to do. Put the appeal in, and the city council is the only one that can approve it.
okay. And if we don't approve it, what do you need from us?
We would need something in writing saying that it's been denied.
Can our chief call you the parole officer? Or?
because we have to turn it in, it's gotta go through intrastate, because he's in New Mexico. So it's a long process. We'll wait, whatever y'all decide.
Thank you. That's all of those. Future agenda items.
I'd like to add one on. Our code enforcement officer informs me that he can't do anything with citations and enforcement on weeds and grass and so forth until it hits 2 feet high, and I'd like to talk about amending that to 1 foot minimum.
So amending the code.
Amending his code, grass site, property maintenance, yes.
That's for.
And if I'd like to say for everybody that's in here and those listening, is there anyone else that's military besides Mr. Invincible in this room? Anyone? Officer C, would you please stand? I'd just like to say thank you to all of you. You too.
That's not part of the.
Well, that's too bad. I'm making it part of the agenda. Please. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. And your families. Thank you. I'm done.
All right, anything else? Need a motion?
All right, I make a motion, we adjourn.
First by Anthony, second by Randall. All those in favor? And that passes. Thank you all. We're out.
Well, that's
Like